Maces and clubs are one of my favorite tools to use for unconventional training. I love using these tools because they give you a variety of opportunities to move in different planes and move the shoulders, elbows, hips, spine through all these different ranges of motion. One of the things that I often tell people as they start to learn maces and clubs and things of that nature is that if you don't have the range of motion through the shoulders and spine to do the activity, then there are some things that you should do to kind of start preparing your body for this. Now, we're not going to talk about range of motion or how to acquire it today, but I want to talk to you about a few things you can do to just simply warm up your tissues prior to swinging a club. This video is for people who already swing clubs, not necessarily an introduction to tell you to go out and start swinging them. But if you already swing clubs, this is going to be a great way for you to start rethinking your warm-ups. Now, as you're thinking about doing any sort of milling, which you're taking the shoulders into an overhead position, you're bending the elbows, you should think about the joints that are involved. Now, in the shoulder joint, we have the shoulder itself, the humerus actually attaching into this joint, but we also have the scapula. So we should think about the shoulder as far as rotation of the humerus in the joint, but we should also think about the scapular movement and stability. Next, we should think about the elbow. The elbow is going to be moving through that range of motion as well. It's going to be flexing, it's going to be doing a little bit of rotation as you move into different positions. So we're going to take a look at those three things, and I'm going to give you 3 exercises you can start doing to start warming up and getting your tissues prepared. The very first one you may or may not have done before, and is shoulder cars. Shoulder cars are a great entry point for you to start learning and becoming aware of your joint tissues. It provides you nourishment to the joint by moving you through your full range of motion. It provides you awareness of the tissues of the joint. It allows you to pump good nutrients in and pump all the waste products out of the joint. It does this by simple mechanical pump. That's the way in which our joints move fluids in and out. Now, shoulder car, we're going to start in external rotation. You're going to bring the arm across the midline into adduction. You're going to slowly begin to bring that up into overhead flexion. Careful not to extend through the spine. So once we get to overhead flexion, we're going to begin to try and rotate into internal rotation. So I'm going to imagine I have a big X on this bicep. It's now facing my ear. I want to take that and turn it away from my bicep, or away from my ear, sorry. As I move that away from my ear and go into internal rotation, I'm careful not to rotate through the spine here, as I'm solely focused on what the humerus is doing in the joint. Now, there's a time and a place to include and incorporate rotation of the spine. It's just not now at this point in time. So we're going to begin to move through here into internal rotation, find as much internal rotation and extension as I can get, and then I'm going to bring the back of the palm next to the pocket. I'm going to reverse that, take that back into extension. Okay, so once I run out of room in extension here, I'm going to go into external rotation. I'm going to sweep my arm up and across the body, up and overhead. I'm going to continue to bring that across the body and bring that back to the original starting place. Okay, so that's your shoulder car. It just takes you through that full range of motion, and you should do that for reps just to kind of get the shoulder prepared for the motion that you're going to be doing. The next thing we'll do is scapular cars. For scapular cars, I'm going to just take my hands at my sides. That's the easiest entry point. You can do scapular cars from a variety of different positions, but this is going to be the introductory point in which I teach it. So you're going to take your palms and place them right on the seams of your pants, middle fingers on the seams, and then we're going to elevate like we're saying, I don't know. We're going to bring the shoulders forward like they're trying to kiss one another. We're going to bring them down into our back pocket, so sliding down that train track. And then we're going to squeeze them in the back like they're trying to kiss in the back. Careful not to bend at the elbow there. We want just scapular movement. Elevate, protract, bringing the shoulders together, depress, retract, elevate. Let's reverse that. So retract, depress, bring them towards each other, elevate, retract, depress. So you remember all those times that somebody tells you to get your shoulders down and back, and you're like, what the hell does that even mean? Get my shoulders down and back. I don't know what you're talking about. Does that mean do this? What does it mean? Well, doing scapular cars can help you understand all the motions that the scapula provide on the back of the rib cage. Now, as you're doing that, you'll notice that retraction and depression is that shoulders back, so bringing the scapulas together, so retract, and then depress, bringing them down together. So that's down and back position. I find it really crazy that people are like, oh, you need to get your shoulders down and back for this exercise or that exercise. There's very few exercises that you want your scapulas to kind of be in a fixed and anchored position. Most of the exercises we do, whether that be throwing or any sort of motion that involves the shoulder for the most part in an open chain, typically requires the scapula to actually move. It just needs to be stable as it's moving through those ranges of motion. Now, if you're doing a bench press, for example, that's a totally different story. In the bench press, we definitely want our shoulders stacked, scapulas down and back, or at least retracted, and up against that bench. So, with a swing, we're looking at something totally different. It's more of a free-flowing movement, but we need those scapulars to be involved. We need the scapula to be able to move through that range. We need the scapula to be able to control and stabilize the shoulder as you move through that range. The final one we're going to do is our elbow cars. So we're going to start with our palms facing. We're going to bring our palms up towards us. As we're bringing our palms up towards our face, we're going to try and rotate. We're going to try to supinate a lot more. So I'm trying to take these palms from here and trying to pull them into this position here, squeezing out as much as I can. From here, I'm going to rotate, show the palms into pronation, facing away. We're going to press away, and we're still trying to squeeze out more pronation as we extend downward. From here, I'm going to keep my hands in pronation, and I'm going to keep trying to squeeze out as much pronation as I can as I come up, and then I'm going to rotate into supination and extend down. Okay, so that's an elbow car. The elbow car is going to take you through your full range of both flexion and extension of the joint, but also the rotational elements of the joint. I think we often don't think about the fact that our joints move in rotation as well as flexion and extension. And so as we think about the motions we're going to be doing as we move up and overhead and we move through that mill, we're going to end up with our elbow kind of moving just a little bit as we move through those ranges of motion. It's not going to be a whole lot, but it's going to move still. And we need those tissues to be able to understand their role throughout the movement. I hope you find this video helpful, and I hope that you can integrate this into your preparation for your steel club or steel mace swinging. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with somebody who swings clubs and maces, and be sure to subscribe to my channel for a lot more mobility, strength, and conditioning. Thanks for watching.